It happens slowly at first. You reach for a countertop to steady yourself while putting on your shoes. Or maybe you find yourself looking down at your feet more often when walking across a beautifully carpeted room. For millions of seniors over 65, these quiet moments are the first gentle warnings of a deeper, invisible shift. It is a subtle loss of confidence in your own body, a feeling that the ground beneath you isn't quite as stable as it used to be. Most people simply sigh, shake their heads, and blame it on the natural process of getting older. They assume that losing your sharp sense of balance is just an unavoidable tax you pay for living a long, blessed life. But what if that common assumption is completely wrong? What if the real thief of your stability is something entirely different, something quiet, hidden, and completely reversible? Imagine waking up every morning with a profound, unshakable trust in your own footsteps, knowing you can move freely without a second thought. That is exactly what we focus on here at Dr. Silas Redford Wellness, where we help you uncover the hidden truths about your vitality. If you want to protect your independence and discover the real secrets to staying strong and steady on your feet, take a brief moment right now to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. By joining our warm community, you ensure that you never miss the vital, life-changing health insights we share every single week. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us continue providing the deep, compassionate guidance you deserve. Consider the story of a wonderful 70-year-old grandmother named Margaret. For decades, Margaret loved tending to her backyard rose garden, moving effortlessly between the flower beds with absolute ease. But shortly after her 65th birthday, she noticed a strange, fleeting sensation of lightheadedness whenever she turned her head too quickly to greet a neighbor. Then came the afternoon she stepped off a standard concrete curb and felt a sudden, terrifying wobble in her knees. Her doctor told her she was simply experiencing the normal slowing down of her senior years, but deep down, Margaret knew something else was going on. Most seniors never realize this until it's too late, but your balance relies on a highly sophisticated three-part biological communication system. When one of these lines of communication gets jammed, your brain receives a distorted picture of where you are in space. What doctors rarely explain is that your muscles and joints are constantly sending millions of tiny electrical signals upward to your brain, acting like a built-in biological map. As we cross the threshold of 65, a completely overlooked change begins to take place inside our bodies that has nothing to do with standard muscle weakness. Within our inner ears, we all possess a remarkable, fluid-filled system that acts exactly like a carpenter's spirit level, detecting every tilt, turn, and sudden movement of our heads. Over time, the microscopic hair-like sensors inside this delicate inner ear chamber can become sluggish, coated in tiny microscopic debris that disrupts the fluid's natural movement. When you combine this sluggishness with a slight decline in the sharpness of your vision, your brain suddenly finds itself forced to make vital structural guesses about every single step you take. And the worst part is, your body tries to compensate for this internal confusion by tightening the large muscles in your neck and lower back. This constant, unconscious tightening actually makes you stiffer, which ironically increases your risk of a sudden stumble. But what happened next shocked researchers who spent years studying the walking patterns of thousands of older adults across the country. They discovered that a primary culprit behind senior falls isn't a failure of the legs at all, but rather a quiet nutritional deficiency that starves the nervous system. As the years pass, our digestive systems naturally become far less efficient at absorbing critical micronutrients from the home-cooked meals we eat every day. One specific vitamin, known for maintaining the protective coating around your nerve fibers, can drop to dangerously low levels without ever showing up on a standard basic blood test. When these nerve pathways lack the proper nourishment, the vital data traveling from your big toes to your brain slows down by just a fraction of a millisecond. In a moment, I'll explain why this tiny fraction of a millisecond is the exact difference between a confident step and a dangerous trip. Think about how often you rely on your eyes to navigate your home when the sun goes down or when the hallway lights are dim. Many seniors notice that their balance seems significantly worse in the dark, a frustrating symptom that causes them to reach out for walls or furniture. This happens because your brain has become overly dependent on your eyes to double-check the inaccurate information coming from your feet and inner ears. When you turn off the lights, you suddenly remove that visual crutch, leaving your brain completely in the dark, scrambling to figure out your true position. It is a deeply unsettling feeling, but it is also a massive clue that your body's other spatial sensors desperately need a little bit of targeted attention. Many well-meaning fitness guides tell seniors that the only way to fix this issue is by lifting heavy weights or performing exhausting high-impact gym exercises. This is a massive myth that leaves countless individuals feeling discouraged, exhausted, and unnecessarily sore. The truth is, rebuilding your internal sense of stability requires very gentle, slow, and deliberate movements that retrain the communication lines between your mind and your souls. You do not need expensive gym memberships or complicated athletic equipment to completely restore the youthful reactivity of your nervous system. By simply practicing specific, low-impact movements right in the comfort of your own kitchen, you can give your brain the clear, crisp data it needs to keep you perfectly upright. Imagine the immense peace of mind that comes from knowing you can walk across a slick, wet patch of grass or navigate a crowded, bustling grocery store without a single worry. You possess an incredible, resilient body that has carried you through decades of beautiful memories, and it is fully capable of adapting, healing, and growing stronger at this very moment. Aging is a beautiful, natural journey of wisdom, but losing your freedom of movement should never be accepted as a mandatory part of that story. You have the power to reclaim your stride, protect your precious independence, and continue living your life with absolute boldness and joy. I would love to hear from you today, so please take a moment to leave a comment below sharing any small balance changes you have noticed in your own daily routine. If you found comfort or help in these words, please share this video with a dear friend, a neighbor, or a family member who might need a little extra encouragement today. Let us keep lifting each other up, building a supportive community, and moving forward together into our golden years with absolute strength, unshakable confidence, and deep peace.